DESIblitz.com.
Hi, my name is Aamina Sheikh. I am here before you on DESIblitz.com, and I want to invite you to come and have a slice of cake.
Please. पता है 50 साल बाद आज भी जब मेरा बुढ़ा सुबह उठता है ना मैं उसकी गाल खींचती हूँ बम पे चुटकी लेती हूँ
The process of executing this was very different from anything I've done before. We have been fortunate enough to work on very layered characters in the past on TV, because I believe Pakistani television and Pakistani drama serials have given a lot of space to women characters. Predominantly because our target audience is mostly women who in the Pakistani social capacity are mostly housewives and are mostly, running the show at home, largely, although that's changing a lot. So women, our industry heads, they mostly consider TV a medium for the female and films a medium for the heroes, so to speak. But that's not, that's something I contest with a lot. I don't believe that. But I feel like, so those dynamics, we have been very fortunate. I speak for Sanam also and myself and a lot of my colleagues that we have gotten a lot of really interesting roles to play on TV. Now, how is this different from the TV? Because this is also driven by very powerful women characters, is the process. And by the process, I mean that Asim Abbasi, first time feature director, he's done short films before. So he brought in a very fresh perspective for us because he hasn't worked in the Pakistani film industry or TV industry, and so he came with some other kind of nuances and sensitivities to his character. And so he made us go through a process where we had to unlearn things that we had learned before. And it's very easy as a regular TV actor to get stuck in your default settings. So it was largely, I give all credit to Asim Abbasi for getting us out of that and kind of getting something new out of us. There was so much attention given to pre-production. We spent about 3-4 months really digging into the script and doing rehearsals, doing workshops, doing therapy sessions with Asim and with each character, with me with Romeo, myself with Zara's character, that we had worked out those things before the camera started rolling. And when the camera light was on us, it felt very organic and very natural. And we spent very little time getting to where we needed to be during shoot. So we did all the groundwork beforehand, and that really helped, made everything very smooth. The day Asim said he would start shooting, he started, and the day he said he would wrap is the day we wrapped. And these timelines he had defined months before we started shooting. So that's something to say about that, because it's usually not the case with production. Production usually goes haywire a lot. So yeah, we've been very lucky that way. The script, the story, the brevity of it, as well as its nuances. I mean, you don't get that a lot. It was a page turner, and after a very long time, I got a script which I really just wanted to get to the end of, and it made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me laugh and cry at the same time, and it had that effect on me while I was reading it. So I was like, oh my God, I'd be a fool not to do this. And the only fear at that point was that I had worked with some first-time directors before, and some experiences were good, but some experiences were very uphill. And because essentially, if you've been working in the industry for a while and you put yourselves in the hands of a fresh director, in a way you are a guinea pig, and all the shots are being called from your shoulder and you are bearing the brunt of it. So that was my fear to start off with. I was like, Asim Abbasi, okay, he's done short films, but do I really feel safe putting myself in his hands? But all of that just kind of vanished.
बेटियों के सामने पाद मारा है,
पदौड़ा बन गया इस उम्र में।
अब चुप नहीं होगी।
मेरी किस्मत में पदौड़े लिखे।
I I really hope so. It's very, very important, I feel, for this film to do well as a business also. Because we are so, in Pakistan and generally in South Asia, we're so influenced by Bollywood that there is this unnecessary pressure as if we have to be like them, and as if we are competing against them. Whereas, that why? All our lives, okay, we've been fed on that. But we're a different country. We have certain values that are similar, certain that are not. And just, I think we really need to hone into our talent and what are we made of, and what is real to an individual sitting in Pakistan, as opposed to, trying to be something that you're not. And so hence the kind of films that have come in the past from Pakistan are very like trying to fit into a Bollywood formula. And some have worked, some have largely, they've not really. They've been shots in the dark. And I just feel Cake is a breath of fresh air. Asim has not been affected by this need to be like something else, because he's not there, he's here, and his roots are there. So he looks at it from and he's studied things in a certain way. So he's bringing something new to the plate, but he's using the strength of Pakistan, which is the stories, the content, the performers, and he's using the sensibility of the West, which is bringing cinematic vocabulary to localized themes. No, well, because we're thankfully of different genders. It's not a competition. It's more of a excitement for each other, concern for each other, empathy, sensitivity, because, once you're in this field, it's very hard to explain it to someone who's outside. So, like my parents or my family are not, don't know the know-how. I mean, I've told them to death, but it's still, if you don't experience it firsthand, it's very hard to tell them how in a production, it's not one person's job and one person cannot call the shots. It's like 100 people, more so, and it's a domino effect. If one thing goes wrong, it affects everyone in production. It's a very different kind of game, this field. So having a partner, having someone in your close circles who, your family unit who plays the same game, it's easy. It's relatively easier because a lot of things you don't have to explain and it's understood. So it's a blessing. It is a blessing. Absolutely, I consider Cake to be an international film. Layered, loving, warm.